Hello, good morning. I'm sorry I'm a little late. I was trying to make tea and the water was taking like 9 years to heat up. It was like almost heated, so it's like, am I really just gonna turn it off and give up right now? No, was the answer. So it's 8:02, but I have tea. Happy Holy Thursday. If you say Holy Thursday, or happy, do you say happy Holy Thursday? It's like happy to us. Dan Bailey used to tell me have a somber Ash Wednesday, so maybe it's like that. May you have a somber Holy Thursday, full of reflection and I don't know, prayer for sure, reading. We're reading right now. So for our Holy Thursday, we have Psalm 110. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. Psalm 110. God appoints the king both king and priest. A psalm of David. The Lord says to my Lord, sit at my right hand while I make your enemies your footstool. The scepter of your might. The Lord extends your strong scepter from Zion. Have dominion over your enemies. Yours is princely power from the day of your birth, in holy splendor before the day star. Like dew I begot you. The Lord has sworn and will not waver. You are a priest forever in the manner of Melchizedek. At your right hand is the Lord, who crushes kings on the day of his wrath, who judges nations, heaps up corpses, crushes heads across the wide earth, who drinks from the brook by the wayside and thus holds high his head. So this is prophecy, right? Prophecy about Jesus. It says it's a Psalm of David. I'm not sure where in Davidian history it falls, but this is a psalm of looking forward to something, right? It's the Lord will, I will do this, I will do this. This is what you're like. The Lord has sworn he will not waver. It's a psalm written, it's inspired by God, but from God to Christ, explaining how some of this is going to happen, and then through Christ to us, right? So through the incarnation, we get to participate in this more than just being onlookers. I think it's so cool that we're getting to read this today as we're finishing Lent this week. So thinking about what Christ is going through on Holy Thursday or Maundy Thursday, and knowing that he knew these words, that these were in his mind, right, in his heart, knowing kind of what's going to happen this weekend, it wasn't the weekend, but knowing what's going to happen, and then also knowing kind of the bigger picture, that this is the bigger picture, that the Lord, he will be sitting at the Lord's right hand, the scepter of his might, princely power from the day of his birth. What does it mean for us to be suffering along with Christ through this Holy Weekend, but also to know these promises, know that this is where we're ending up. I also thought this was super cool that today we're celebrating Maundy Thursday, which is the Passover of Christ, or the Passover meal right before, where we have the first communion, right? The first Eucharist. And this psalm is titled, God appoints the king, both king and priest. So Jesus is already the king. He's already had, Palm Sunday has already happened. He's already been, he's already got followers. He's already been celebrated for all of those reasons. But tonight is the night when he's also going to become our priest, and he's going to become a sacrifice for us. He's going to be the one who stands between us and God and speaks for God and gives himself up back to God in our place. So this is Passover's the holdover celebration, right, of God protecting the Israelites through sacrifice in the Old Testament. There needed a priest as a go-between. Now we are being protected by Christ's sacrifice. Christ is our go-between. So Jesus is finally preparing today in our story of the Holy Week to act as both the king and the priest. So by Sunday, this is going to be reality, right? That he's going to be the king, he's going to be the risen Lord, he's going to be our priest who stands, between us and the Lord and makes the way for us to get to God. But today, just like in this psalm, that's still in the future. That's still a prophecy. That's still a promise. So we get to read this and pray over this, remembering kind of for Christ that very last day of knowing this was coming and being ready to embrace it, being ready to act as both king and priest. And kind of we get to yearn for them. I wrote down, today we let him administer his body and blood to us, and we yearn for the moment we can join Christ as fully alive and fully united to God. So that's all I have for this. It's short, but I got so much last week out of just kind of reading through this multiple times and thinking about what it meant for David, and then for Christ, and then for us. So if you're looking for a way to study this a little bit more this morning, I would highly recommend and suggest the method of reading it through 3 or 4 times without stopping, and just kind of paying attention to what sticks out to you every time as those words kind of wash over you again and again, with kind of that perspective of David and then Christ and then us. So thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'm excited to see what you think about this. So bye-bye.